Earlier this month, the White House sent National Guard troops from Texas and other states to Portland and Los Angeles again to protect federal property during immigration protests. Oregon and California objected. And last week, a federal judge, appointed by Trump by the way, temporarily blocked those deployments. Let me repeat that. A Trump-appointed judge said, no, you can't just send the National Guard wherever you want. That's huge because it's setting a legal precedent, one that could decide how far presidential power really goes. Now, Trump supporters argue the opposite. They say the president has full authority to use the Guard to protect federal officers and assets, especially when local governments fail to maintain order. And to be fair, Chicago has faced rising tensions during immigration raids and protests. The federal government says it's acting out of necessity, not politics. So you've got two narratives here. One says this is an abuse of power. The other says it's an exercise of federal responsibility. And that's the genius or the chaos of federalism. It's always a tug-of-war between Washington and the states. This case isn't just about Illinois. If the court sides with Trump, it could give future presidents from any party broad authority to deploy troops inside U.S. cities. If the court sides with Illinois, it limits that power and reinforces state control over their Guard units. Either way, it changes how America handles internal crisis. Historically, when troops show up in American streets, it's serious. It means the system is straining, and the balance between local and federal power is being tested. And of course, it's 2025. Everything is political theater. The lawsuit dropped just days after Trump's press conference, where he accused Democrat-run cities of harboring chaos. And in classic 2020s fashion, the internet did what it always does. Picked a side, started yelling, and made memes. The case is now in a U.S. District Court in Illinois. Among the defendants, President Trump, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Is expected to move fast because the Guard is already deployed in parts of Chicago. Illinois wants an immediate injunction, a legal order stopping federalized troops from operating inside the state. This could end up at the Supreme Court, and depending on how it's decided, it might redefine what states' rights really means in the 21st century. So what's the lesson here? When politics, security, and state power collide, even allies become adversaries. Illinois isn't fighting Trump or ideology, it's fighting for control. Because once you lose control of your own Guard, what else can the federal government take over? And in the end, whether you're red, blue, or somewhere in between, that's a question every governor and every citizen should probably care about. And remember, democracy doesn't always break overnight. Sometimes it sues first.